Yeah. So we'll do just a quick recap of whatever the steps that we covered yesterday, and then we'll move forward. So we created our own chart of depreciation. We linked up that chart of depreciation to our company code. Where is that? Yeah. So and then we created the technical clearing account. So technical clearing account is applicable only in S/4HANA. That is, whenever you post asset acquisition, this is how the entry will get posted. So in ECC it was asset account debit to vendor, but going forward, because we are using this accounting principle and it has to post in each of the ledgers, that is in your 0L and your non-leading ledgers, we have the SAP has introduced this technical clearing account. So going forward, whenever you acquire an asset, this is the entry that gets posted, that is technical clearing account debit to vendor. And in each of these books, that is 0L, that is for your US book, for that is as per your US GAAP, whatever is the value, so asset account debit to technical clearing account, and similarly as per local Indian GAAP, it would be asset account debit to technical clearing account. And if you see, this technical clearing account is debited here and technical clearing account is credited here, so it will get knocked off, and then the entry would be left as asset account debit to vendor in both the books. Just to get this value to get this values in both the accounting, as per both the accounting principle and as per the and each of these individual ledgers, system SAP has introduced this technical clearing account. So at the end of the day, always the balance would be zero because it is getting debited here and is getting credited here. So it would be always knocked off. So it was always zero. Just to support this architecture, that is, and to allow asset acquisition to show the values both as per the accounting principle and the ledger group, SAP has introduced this technical clearing. But at the end of the day, the technical clearing account will always have the balance zero because here it is getting debited, at the same time it's getting credited also. So it will always, the balance would be zero, and at the end the entry would be asset account debit to vendor account, and here also asset account debit to vendor account. So we will see the similar entry when we do the entire configuration in our test system. So for that purpose, we created one technical clearing account and we have assigned that technical clearing account in this step. So define technical clearing for intraday asset acquisition. So if I go here for my chart of accounts, T100, I've created one and I've assigned it. And similarly, if you want to use technical clearing account for each of this account determination, that is for different technical clearing account for your plant and machinery, for your vehicles and for buildings, you can create and you can assign it if you want. But in our case, we'll be using the same technical clearing account for all the account determination. So if I extend it, you can see this account determination there. So if you want to use per account determination, then you have to specify the account determination. Then we also saw later the document types that are going to be using for our posting. That is, where is this? So say posting case. So that is whenever you buy an asset with document type KR and RE, I'm specifying to system that it should always show, it should derive this document type AA, and it should post with document type AA and not KR and RE. And DR is for the sale. So whenever I'm selling an asset, if I'm posting it, so it should get DR account, DR document should be replaced with asset with the document type AA, because in asset accounting we usually use, for all your asset acquisitions or sales, you always use the document type AA. So I'm telling to system that whenever I buy or sell an asset, it should be always use the document type AA. So this setting we did it, and then we have assigned the same setting to my company code. So you can see I've assigned that setting to my company code. So this setting also we did yesterday, and then we saw this additional account assignment objects. So we have specified that whenever these are the objects that against which I can post my depreciation or the asset, that is against internal order or the cost or the cost center or the activity type or the profit center or the WBS element. So these are by default is the and these options will all be selected. If based on the business requirement, you can use this options. And later we also created this account assignment objects for our company code. That is, if I go to this next step, for my company code T600 T600, it's only for depreciation area and 1 and 30 because these are the only ones which gets posted. So you have to do only this setting for only those areas where you are posting the depreciation. So for 01 we're posting it. So that's the reason I've selected 01, and then I've assigned the objects. That is, in my case, I can post the depreciation, the asset acquisition or the depreciation to either to internal order or to a cost center or to a profit center. So if this entry is missing, then you will get an error message at the time of depreciation run or at the time of asset acquisition that it will say that account as an object has not been maintained. So if you're not maintained, then this is the error message would come. So you can maintain all those settings, that all the account assignment objects, whatever you see here in the drop down list, you can select those and you can assign it to your to both your APC. That is, APC is nothing but whenever you buy an asset, APC will be called up, and whenever you do the depreciation run, this would be called up. So for both acquisition as well as depreciation run, I have maintained this setting for my company code. So this was the second step, and similarly I maintained for 30 because this is also it's a depreciation. I mean, this is also used for posting the depreciation. So 30 and 1, I maintain the same settings. And later, what was that? Yeah. And we also saw the so last step we saw that is specify intervals. Okay, specify intervals and posting rules. So in SAP we can post depreciation monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, semi-annually and annually. But most of the cases we always use monthly because nobody uses that option, at the quarterly or semi-annually or monthly or yearly. So usually we always use the monthly option. So let me also. Financial accounting, asset accounting, integration, so we have monthly, bi-monthly, but usually always the users will use the monthly postings. Very rarely we use, but based on the business requirement, if we can change it. But in most cases, always be monthly. So if you want to check, you have to go to this step and check whether how the depreciation is getting posted, whether it's monthly or bi-monthly or quarterly or semi-annual or annually. So up till this step we did yesterday, and now we'll cover the other remaining steps. So the next step is integration with our GL with general ledger accounting, and we have to assign this GL accounts. So click on this assign GL accounts. It says no company could use a chart of depreciation 2700. Just come here, just click on that and select your chart of depreciation. So my chart of depreciation is T700. Press enter, and again go back to the same step. S400, SPRO. Okay. Assign GL account. Yeah. So select your chart of depreciation. Click on account determination. So we defined 3 account determination in the previous class. That is T100, T200, and T300. So whenever you're creating an asset, either for T1, for buildings, vehicles, and plant machinery, based on what are the GL accounts will be maintained here, that GL accounts will be called up for postings. So let's select first one, that is account determination for buildings. Click on this balance sheet accounts. select the depreciation area 1 because this 1 represents your IFRS gap. So we are specifying which GL accounts that should be picked up when you are posting depreciation in area 1. So we'll specify for both area 1 and 30. So just click on change mode, and you can see here these are the GL accounts which we have to define and we have to assign it. So just remember, whenever you get an error with respect to GL accounts, this is the place where you'll come and check the missing entries. If any GL accounts are missing, you will create in FS00 and you will maintain it. So for example, this is the first thing. It says balance sheet account APC. So whenever you acquire an asset, that GL account should be maintained here. So based on this, whatever the GL account you have defined it, that GL account will be picked up whenever you are acquiring an asset. So it says balance sheet account APC, acquisition posting. So whenever you are acquiring an asset, this is the GL account that will be picked up. And if I click on this depreciation, select area 1. So this is the depreciation account. So whatever the GL account you specify here, that GL account will be picked up as a depreciation, and this is the accumulated depreciation account. So I will try to first create the GL accounts and then we will do that mapping. So let me select first T100, go to balance sheet account. I'll maintain first for 1 and then for 30. So I'm selecting 1. Click on this icon. Yeah. So first I will maintain the entries. FS00 is the T code to create the assets. T600 is my company code. I will create with 211 200 11. Click on create. GL account type is balance sheet, so select balance sheet. Account group is fixed asset, so select fixed asset. So first I will create it for building. Give the short text and the long text. Go to control data. So similarly here also we have to select the recon account. So for customers vendors we selected D and K, and for assets we'll selecting A. And just click on create interest tab and click G067 as a recon account. Click on save. So similarly create 2 more, one for the for vehicles and one for your machinery. So those two just create it and then we will be able to map it. So let's same transition code FS00, and you can use always this copy option. So enter this number, say 12, and just click on this template and give the building's number. So just select it from there, drop down, press enter and select building. And just now change the description. Plant and machinery account. And all the other parameters will get copied, so you don't have to do anything. Just click on save. That's it. Okay, and one more last one, 13. So vehicles. Click on save. So we have created the first thing, that is this asset account. That is whenever what asset account should what account should get picked up when we post this whenever we acquire an asset. So just go here, just click on and select the buildings account. So just which you have created. Press enter. So whatever the GL account you have created would come. So similarly, we have to create this GL account, that is loss. So whenever you scrap an asset, then what GL account should be picked up? So that we have to specify here. So I have to create that. Whenever you sell an asset, that GL account to create. If there is a profit, against which GL account has got posted, and loss to which GL account got posted. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 GL accounts have to create it, and also have to create two more. That is one for the depreciation and one for the accumulated depreciation. So in SAP, whenever you run the depreciation, the entry would be depreciation account debit to accumulated depreciation account. Just remember this entry. So for example, whenever you run the depreciation, this is the entry that's posted, that is whatever the GL account you maintain here. This is the depreciation entry and this is the accumulated depreciation. So whatever the GL accounts you maintain, that entry get posted. It will never just remember accumulated depreciation is our liability account and depreciation expense account. And whenever you buy an asset, the original book value or the whatever the cost you have bought the asset, that value will remain same. So will not be debiting, will not be crediting our asset account here. That is depreciation account debit account debit to asset account. So this entry will not be posting it. Will be always debit of the depreciation account and the accumulated depreciation account. And the asset would be always shown at the face value, that is but whatever the value at, if you have bought in a building for say 10 lakhs, so so you'll be see the same 10 lakh in the balance sheet. Will not be touching that value. Will be always posting this depreciation, that is depreciation to accumulated depreciation. And again in the liability side, this accumulated depreciation would appear. So just remember that, or if someone asks an interview, you always say that the entry would be depreciation account debit to accumulated depreciation. Depreciation is an expense account and accumulated depreciation is a liability account. And always the asset will be shown at the face value, that is at whatever the value you have bought it. For example, if I bought a building for 10 lakhs, that is the acquisition value, and in the balance sheet, this always that asset will be shown at the same value. Will not be, whenever you post a depreciation, will not be crediting the asset. Just remember that. So now I will create two more entries, that those two GL accounts and these two GL accounts. So go to same FS00. So I have to first create for this entry, that is where is this? I will create first for the loss, then for the sale, then for gain and loss, and those two depreciation accounts. So the GL, so the transaction goes again FS00. Go to FS00. The first GL account that I have to create is asset retirement, that is asset scrapping. That is you have an asset and it is of no use, though you cannot sell it, so you are just scrapping that asset. So in that case, you have to specify the GL account here. So this is for without revenue, that you are not able to sell an asset. It has no worth. You cannot sell it, so you are just scrapping that asset. So in that case, you have to map that GL account here. So I'm creating one more GL account with 4 series. If I go, we can see that all my expenses are starting with 4. So I will pick up a GL account 40030. 40030. Click on create. It's a non-operating expense because it's not a regular one. So I'm not taking the primary cost. Primary cost revenues are for your day-to-day expenses revenues. So you don't sell your assets on a daily basis. So that's the reason I'm selecting non-operating expense or income. Account group. expense, you can say asset scrapping. Click on control data, sort key 001. Click on CBI and give 001. So next GL account that we have to define is clearing account, that is sale or revenue from sale of asset, that is sale of asset account. So sale is as a sale of asset is again it's an income. So I'll just create on the 3 series. So 300, 110 I can use. Okay. So 300, 110. Go to same thing. You will not be selling your assets on a daily basis. So I'm selecting non-operating expense or income. Again, sale, income, sale of asset account. And next, and from the sale, if you get any gain, that is you the book. For example, if the book value of the asset was first 10,000 and you sold that asset for 12,000, so we have a gain of 2,000. So in in that gain, you have to show that you have to create one GL account for gain, and if in case of loss, that is the book value of the asset was say 10,000 and you have sold it for 8,000, so you got a loss. So for that loss, we have to create one GL account. So let us create two GL accounts and then we'll map it. We'll do the mapping. So create one more GL account called as gain. So I will use 311 non-operating because it's not a regular sales. So I'm saying gain from sale. Gain sale of asset. And again one more entry for the loss. Okay, so 3031. Just click on create. Now some sale of asset. So we have created this revenue, we have created this gain, we have created the loss, and we just have to create these two, that is one depreciation account and one the accumulated depreciation account. So let us first create the depreciation account. Depreciation account would be again an expense account. So I will use 435 40035. You can pick up any number within that account group range. It's not that it has to be one after the other. So you always can pick up any number within that range. So depreciation would be a primary cost and revenue because it's a day-to-day expense. That is every month we post it. So that's the reason I'm selected primary cost and revenue, and I've selected the expense. So say depreciation account. DEPRECIA depreciation account. give the sort key, and because this is a primary cost and revenue, it's asking us to give this cost element category. So it's an expense, I'm giving 01, and just come here and give G01. So we are done with the account with the creation. We also have to create this accumulated depreciation. That is, whenever you post a depreciation, the entry would be depreciation account debit to accumulated depreciation. So you have to create 3 more accumulated depreciation: one for your vehicles, one for your plant, and one for your buildings. So first we'll create those 3, and then we'll do that mapping. So again, the transaction code is FS00 only. And the liability, so accumulated depreciation at the liability front. So 410, 420, 430 I can use it. Yeah. I will create with 430, 100, 430. Click on create. Balance sheet account. It says 100, 202, 100, 299 only. Okay. So 100, 200. Click on create. Balance sheet. Accumulated depreciation account. Click on control data. Select the recon account, that is the asset, and click on G067. Control save. Similarly, create 2 more. 210, 100, 200, G600. This is for vehicles. This is for vehicles, and same. And this is for your plant and machinery. E&M. So we are done with the creation. We will go back to our account determination part. Just go back one step. First we'll maintain for 1, and then we'll maintain for 30. So select your account determination. The first one is for buildings. Click on balance sheet accounts. Why it's picking up 1? Okay. So now we can see. Just come here. So the first is APC. That is, whenever you procure an asset, which G account should get hit. So I'm saying that it should always hit the buildings account. So 211. That is a buildings account that should hit. Whenever you're selling any asset, any building account without any revenue, that is, you're retiring an asset without, you're scrapping an asset, then what J account should get picked up? So I'm telling the system that it should pick up asset scrapping account. This is asset scrapping account. Yeah.
Third one.
Yeah, and then revenue from asset sale. So whenever you're selling an asset, which GL account should be picked up? So it's from sale of asset account. And if it is a gain, it should pick up gain from sale of asset account. And if it is a loss, just present loss on sale of asset account. So whatever the GL accounts you have mapped, you will be just assigning it here. And remember, whenever you get any error, I mean, this also will be maintaining it, but whenever we get an error message, you have to just come here and you have to maintain it. So this is the only place and only place where you will be maintaining the GL accounts. And click on this depreciation, click on this option icon. So it says accumulated depreciation for ordinary depreciation. So it says it's asking us to maintain the GL account for accumulated depreciation. So just select the GL account for which has you have created for buildings. So I'm telling the system that this is for your buildings, accumulated depreciation, and an expense account for ordinary depreciation. So whenever it's asking us to which GL account you want to post the depreciation. So I'm telling that this is the GL account that should get posted for the depreciation. So these are the basic GL accounts that you have to create and you have to map it out. Just click on save. Click on continue. Just go back one step. Now select 30 and do the same steps. So now we are specifying. So one was for whenever you buy an asset, I mean that values will be shown as per your US GAAP, and 30 it will show you values as per your Indian GAAP. So I mean if you want to maintain different GL accounts you can maintain it, but in our case we'll maintain the same GL accounts. I mean if you want to map a different, it will be always the same GL account, but what are the GL accounts you defined there, you'll be linking the same GL accounts. So in 30 also I'll do the same mapping. I think I can pick it up from here. 211. Click on depreciation. Click on save. So we're done. We have maintained that account determination for buildings. We'll do the same step for plant and machinery and for vehicles. So just go back one step. Select your account determination for vehicles. Click on balance sheet account. Select areas that is book depreciation for as per IFRS GAAP. Click on change icon, and now give your asset tab. So for vehicles, we have created one more that is 113. This would be always common. We don't create separate GL accounts for loss for sale. I mean, if you want, you can create it and you have to do that mapping. But usually, these loss GL account, the sale of GL accounts, this is always common across all the assets. We don't create one clearing GL account for buildings, one for vehicles, one for plant and plant and machinery. These would be the common GL accounts. Only this balance sheet accounts and this accumulated depreciation account will get differ, but otherwise the rest of the GL accounts remains the same. So just select the accumulated depreciation for your vehicles which you have created and update the depreciation account. Click on save. Now I have maintained it for 30. We have to maintain it for 1. Yeah, it's maintained for 1 only. This is for vehicles, huh? 1. I've maintained it. Yeah, I maintained it. Yeah. So I maintained it for vehicles. I will do the same thing for my for chart out for area 30. So click on this. Go to balance sheet. This is the vehicles and click on depreciation. Click on save. So you have maintained the account determination for both area 1 and 30 for vehicles. So the last thing is we have to do it for plant and machinery. So select same thing, click on balance sheet accounts, select area 1, click on this icon, and from the drop down select the GL account. So this is the plant and machinery GL account. Now I'll say click on depreciation.